It's your boy Suave the Wiz with the Mad Ad Podcast. Thanks for stopping by. If you haven't already, please don't hesitate to like and subscribe. We got dope content daily. Today I'm going to be reviewing Mr.4kRico. This is a Broward County recording artist. He has a single called Rico Talk. I gave it a listen. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this song right here, it's pretty dope. I like just the energy of it and what he's saying, you know what I mean? It's just a story of his own, somewhat of an autobiography type thing. And I'm definitely vibing to just the instrumentation and how he came on this one. I don't feel like, this needed much more. I feel like it was just exactly as, he portrayed on the track. It was definitely something to be had. Rico Talk is essentially, a song just depicting just street stuff and, what Rico's been through and what he's actually dealing with right now and the accolades he's kind of trying to reach. So, me listening to it, I was like, okay, I had to give it a couple listens. This joint right here, it's a vibe when you actually listen to the words. You know what I'm saying? As for it being melodic or anything like that, not so much. You know what I mean? It wasn't the most lyrical joint. But I do say that it did bring a vibe. It's something you could actually vibe to if you actually listen. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the instrumentation and just selection by the MC, by Rico, was not a bad idea. The lyrics actually fit well on the beat, but I just feel like, I don't know, it was missing something. I don't know exactly what element, but I feel like it's just missing some type of dynamic. I remember I met Rico on his journey to actually becoming a rapper. You know what I mean? Yeah, he was very tenacious. We hung out, a couple guys, and we all were just, rapping and stuff like that. And this song in particular, I remember he was rapping it and saying, yo, I'm actually going to take this one to the studio and, put it together. And I was like, you know what? I actually kind of vibe to this. This is kind of cool. I just like your energy and your approach on the track, you know what I'm saying? He definitely brings a vibe. It's just very tenacious, very sharp, to the point, you know what I mean? A lot of rappers from the streets, hailing from the hood, they're not always the most lyric-based, but I do say they do bring energy, and they definitely set the tone when they get on the track. Had that being said, I feel like Rico on this Rico Talk, this is somewhat of an anthem for just, what he had to bring. He says these things where it's like, yo, he's living like this, he's living like that, he keeps his gun on him at all times, and this is not even a showboat or a brag, you know what I mean? When you're living in the ghetto, you're living in a very hot climate, one might say, you feel me? You gotta make sure that you're doing well and you're okay and you're secure, you know what I'm saying? So, me really tuning into Rico Talk a couple times, I'm like, yeah, I get exactly where he was going with this. I definitely got it from a very level-headed perspective. Me actually being from the same area, I genuinely get the struggle, the strife that Rico's depicting across the track. I'm definitely here for it. And, I can't say there's anything really wrong with putting your heart on the track or, leaving it all in the studio when you go to record. That's what hip-hop is about. That's what music is about. Lyrically, I'm feeling like Rico 4K, this is definitely not the strongest lyrical rendition I've heard, hip-hop wise. But I mean, trap wise, this definitely had its own, volume and held its weight. This is not the best lyrical performance, but I do say that the vibe and just the tone and where you were going, you set your narrative and you definitely, went to the end of it. You started beginning to end and it was actually cohesive and you could actually follow what was going on. This track right here, the record, Rico Talk, I feel like the lyrics were, substantial and they held their own. But again, I'm just, I'm a lyric head, hip-hop head. I feel like, it could have been more rhyme-based or could have been more flow-oriented. But again, not to neglect that trap beats they're just weird sometimes. So, I mean, I felt Rico across this one. I felt like he didn't really miss a beat. He definitely was on point. And the vocals were leveled very well. The engineer did his thing. And I can't really complain that much. So, I mean, lyrically, I'm feeling like I'm going to have to give this a 7.5. If it, production-wise, shout out to dude that made the beat and shout out to dude that picked the beat. Rico definitely has a way with how he selects his instrumentation. Clearly, this one, again, not to double back, was not my favorite lyrical rendition. However, him accompanying, the rhythm to it, rhythm-assisted poetry, him accompanying just the lyrics to it and the tone and the energy, it kind of made me sit down and think about it. Like, okay, well, I kind of get what he was doing. I got the narrative. I got the point. He definitely took it there. So, the beat was a great addition to the track overall. The record was okay for me, but I feel like it brought another flair with that instrumentation. I'm feeling like production-wise, I'm feeling like I'm going to have to give it a solid 8. Can't really complain. He definitely did his thing. Delivery-wise, I'm feeling like Rico, just listening to later projects and later releases, Rico has a way to deliver. He definitely brings it. He doesn't miss with his delivery. My only things that I just, I hold him accountable for is just, man, bring them lyrics, man. I know you talking that shit, but bring them lyrics, man. You know what I'm saying? Bring them things. Ain't nothing wrong with telling your story, but of course, you know what I mean? I'm just a sucker for them multi-syllables and killer setups and punchlines, you know what I mean? But I'm not trying to, go ahead and just expect too much out of a rapper. Nah, but you feel me? Of course, as an artist, trying to improve your game, there's never nothing wrong with that. So I would say, just in my take, this record right here was a great record. It was decent for a first record, like a first ever release. Never recorded a song in the studio. This is a dope song. I can't say, oh my God, this is supposed to be perfect. Nothing's ever perfect. No piece of music is perfect or poetry is perfect. This is not how things work. But had that being said, I'm like, I feel like Rico Talk again was just that push start for Rico to get into the studio and keep working. Of course, having good energy around him, having a good team. Because I actually stepped into one of his live performances, and this is a while ago, and I'm like, okay, I see Rico definitely understands how to perform and just do his thing, He had a hype man accompanied with him, and they definitely brought that energy. So that's what I mean by Rico has a way with how he does his thing across the track. So, I can't, again, take much away from it. I feel like this was a great way to deliver. He definitely did his thing for his first track. So, delivery-wise, I'm feeling like I'm going to have to give it a solid 10. This did not disappoint. Okay, so overall, Rico Talk. I feel like this track right here, just because it is the first track that was put out by the artist, I'm not going to be super duper harsh on it. I just feel like this was a great track for a first track, you know what I mean? He went to an actual engineer. He didn't record it in his closet with a whole bunch of clothes. He actually took time, invested in his craft, you know what I mean? Say, hey, boom, I'm hustling. I'm going to go to the studio. I'm going to make my first song. He took it in steps. He took it in stride. I vividly remember the very first day he said, I'm about to go to the studio. I'm going to make rap music. You know what I'm saying? So I'm here for it. I definitely dig how this came together. I like how Rico delivered across the bar line. He actually did his thing. Of course, like my man Jay-Z says, do you dudes listen to music or do you just skim through it? You know what I'm saying? Give it a real clear listen, you know what I'm saying? And, you actually see where I'm actually coming from. This wasn't that bad of a track. This was actually a decent track. It was right there, hit its marker, you know what I'm saying? Overall, I'm going to have to give it a solid 7. Again, this right here for a first-time release, for somewhat of a new artist, there's nothing wrong with just experimenting with your sound. Of course, when you find yourself, you're bubble gumming around, you're just trying to, find something that sticks. So it's not a knock to the artist. Again, man, just hit the books, write all the time. Definitely just stay in your bag, stay focused when it comes to this hip-hop stuff. Study people that are before you, study who you actually look up to. There's nothing wrong with that. Take some notes from them and try to make yourself, authentic, your own type of artist. There's nothing wrong with that. Keep on poking at it. Keep on hitting at that pinata. Rap, you do not just wake up and you're the dopest rapper. That's never a reality, you know what I'm saying? If you want to be, it depends on what you really set yourself at. Are you trying to be the dopest rapper? Are you trying to be rich? Are you trying to get out the hood? Everybody has their motives and what they're trying to achieve through hip hop and through rap music. You guys check out Mr. Rico 4K, his song Rico Talk. It's a vibe. It's been the Mad Ab Podcast with your boy Suave the Wiz. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any songs or suggestions, please don't hesitate to leave a comment below. I'm out of here.